सदा रोशन रवे मेरे दिल विच ही तू हर दम बजदा रवे मेरा दिल मेरा इश्क मेरी जान तेरे ते है सब कुर्बान इश्क मेरा दिल मेरी जान तेरे ते है सब कुर्बान ओ फुला नालो सोना तेरा मुखड़ा लगदा कुतन का टुकड़ा.
Shakespeare is the reason that I'm doing theatre at all. I think he's the greatest humanist that I've encountered in any art form. I think his insights into human behaviour, his compassion, his understanding, his objectivity about human behaviour is extraordinary. It's very funny, it's very surprising. As I've grown, the plays have changed constantly. They reveal themselves differently every single time I come back to them. And I really enjoy communicating and teaching them to young people as well, and sort of trying to take away a lot of the conceptions that young people have about it as an academic exercise.
When I grew up, you know, I didn't really watch much Shakespeare when I was growing up either, because I always thought, as a young Pakistani Muslim boy growing up in Lancashire, that Shakespeare wasn't for me. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was for somebody else. It was for posh people, or it's for, you know, sort of people who are English or white. And I never really, at school, I couldn't stand Shakespeare, to be honest. I shouldn't probably say this on camera in front of the RSC people. But I didn't really like it. I hated it. But it wasn't until I went to college and I started seeing productions from the Royal Shakespeare Company coming into my college and doing shows. And I was like, do you know what? I get this. It was amazing because they got Shakespeare into modern English, and they set it now, not in old Shakespearean costumes and blah, blah, blah. Shakespeare speaks to everyone, because Shakespeare basically is about human beings. It's about you, it's about me, it's about your mum, it's about your dad, it's about life, and it's about people in general.
The reason why Much Ado is a great project for us is because as I said, Mira was approached to do something here, and the idea of her playing her Beatrice was very attractive. And Much Ado itself is an extraordinary play. I think I now feel, after working on it, it might be my favourite comedy of his, because it has a very, very complex tone.
And the scenes are so brilliantly written, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, it is, you know, it is just a joy to say these words. And you do start off thinking that Shakespeare isn't for you. I've never done a Shakespeare before. Paul's done a few, but I haven't. But I do remember the feeling when I was young, thinking, well, you know, Shakespeare, that's for those people up there. It doesn't mean anything to me. And what's brilliant about this production, and for us doing it, is that you think this man knew everything about love and the human condition, even though it was written 400 years ago. And it totally makes sense. You understand the relationship. The dialogue is really modern. It's just that a lot of Shakespeare's done so badly, you don't think it means anything to you. When you see it done where it makes sense, and it's done passionately, it's so exciting.
But it's ultimately about love and marriages and forced marriages, and it sort of relates to, I guess, if you're Indian or Pakistani or Bangladeshi, or from any culture, you know, everyone has love in their lives. Everyone has witnessed a marriage. They've been to a wedding, and it's about what we do to get the person we want to get with. You know.
It's my big fat Punjabi wedding. You know, it's fun and funny, and the music is so infectious, and it gets into you, and you want to dance. So it will have a huge broad appeal. But India's really sexy, right? And I think that energy and beauty and lusciousness is quite infectious, and I think young people will love it.
And it's a play that contrasts sort of a young, naive love or infatuation against the affair between the relationship between Beatrice and Benedict, which is more mature, more compromised, more complicated. And there's trauma in the history of these two people. So to see how they grow and respond to each other and know each other is a tremendous contrast.
to try and keep all the characters really absolutely real and rooted in where it's meant to be set. So you will see, if you come to India and you come to Delhi, you will see people like that on the streets. Shopping for the show was mostly in India. And then, of course, in Stratford, the costume department here is brilliant, and it's like a dream for a costume designer to have all this facility to be able to work. So like a proper workroom and everything. And I really like. I've been lucky with the weather, and I've really enjoyed being here.
It's a completely different experience. You're here. There's a lot of color. There's cycles, and there's samosas and bhajiyas and things like that. And it's wonderful. And then you go inside the auditorium, and you actually have the household staff speaking to the audience and interacting with them. So that immediately sort of draws the audience in, helps us calm our nerves as well, as actors. And so that's when the experience begins, when you just walk in. And it's just so much fun.
The front of house experience is modern day Delhi, as it were. The minute you walk into the doors of the building, you're sort of hopefully being transported to the world of the play. You have a platform to make the points you want to make, to entertain the people you want to entertain. It's a joyful way to make a living, if you can.
Whatever you want to do, you can do it, because there is a job for you out there. Don't think, oh yeah, I'm from Harrow, or I'm from Southall or Birmingham, or I can't do it. You can do it. And I promise you, if you believe in yourself and if you want to do it, you can do it.